Hello, and welcome back to a mindfulness moment with Maya. Did not mean to just come up with that on the fly. Um, we're just going to take a quick video today with a brief mindfulness exercise to get something recorded so that my video editors and beta testers have something to look at and give me some feedback on. So, if you're seeing this on accident and you're not one of those people, sorry, you should end this video. That's silly. You can stay, whatever you want to do. So today we're just going to go over some mindfulness. We're going to do a breathing exercise to work on increasing awareness and kind of feel where it is in the body while my people do their thing in the background, editing it. Beta testers, feel free to try this out. Feel free to pause. Feel free to fast forward. There's no rules at this moment. Um, okay, cool. So the beginning, ideally in the future, we'll have a little intro. We'll have a little sound effect in the background. It's going to be real good. And ideally, we'll have a little bit of soft music recording through all of this. But for now, you get me, possibly the cat, possibly outdoor noises, and that's fine. Okay, let's get started with the mindfulness. Getting into a comfortable position and what that means for your body today. What is going to be comfy for you? Now, for me, for mindfulness, what I really like is having my feet flat on the floor most of the time. Some folks don't. And sometimes I just want to lay down while I do this. There's no wrong answer. Again, it's really about what's right for you and your body the day you're doing this. I'm just going to start by letting my eyes closed. And if you feel comfy, you can start to let your eyes closed. We're going to start just bringing our attention to the internal world, letting go of the external world. And just noticing where your body is at. If it's sitting or laying, noticing any furniture or the ground underneath you, where your body meets that furniture or the earth. And see if you can feel comfortable with letting whatever is holding you to just take the weight fully for you. And we're still using our core muscles to engage comfortably, but we're not overly rigid. And if we're laying, we're just noticing any muscles that can further be relaxed and letting go of any tension. And one of our first invitations is going to be to see if we can get 10% more comfortable. It might be a little bit of shifts. You might take off glasses, do some rolling of the shoulders, switching some layers. You might notice throughout this as you get more body awareness. We're just downloading information about the body. So you might realize you're cold or you're warm, or something's poking into you. You need to move it. And starting with the act of sitting, making space to connect with the body. Noticing without judgment what your current breathing rate is like. If it's fast, slow, medium. If it's on the shallower side or the deeper side. If right now your body's feeling more comfortable breathing in through the nose or the mouth. And if it's exhaling the same place or not. Again, we're not trying to change anything just yet. We're just noticing what's going on. And you might notice that your body starts relaxing a little bit more. Then you might notice that your brain's trying to think and play. Anytime your brain starts to brain, we'll just bring it back to thinking about the breath and being present with it. And for our next invitation, we're going to consciously take a deep breath in together. As deep as is comfortable, you can hold it or not. When you're ready, go ahead and inhale. And then exhale if you haven't already. And right now, we're just collecting information. So, did you notice that you breathed in through the nose or the mouth? And if the air went into the lungs and the chest expanded, or if it came down to the belly and the diaphragm and the belly expanded. Just gives you a little bit of information where you're breathing into in just, a somewhat relaxed state. And what's most comfortable for your body these days. And breathing at your own pace. Notice if you like that moment right before you breathe in, or if you're having an inclination to a different moment in the breath, the top of the breath, during the breath, in the middle, or the bottom of the breath right as you finish breathing. Sometimes people will have a favorite, sometimes the favorite changes. And for our breathing exercise today, when you're ready at your leisure, we're going to start by noticing where the breath comes into the body and see if we can follow that trail down into the lungs. So if that's in through the nose, we're going to start from noticing it just outside as it starts to enter the nostrils. And it starts to make its way up into the sinuses and down into the throat. You might move your head, neck, shoulders for a while when you do this and you're getting used to it. I like to elongate the throat so I can really feel it coming down. Just unrestricting that airway. Following the breath as far as I can. For me, I like to imagine parts of the body and what it would look like to see that air travel through the into the body and then down all the way into the lungs, and really inflating the lungs. If that feels comfy for you, great. But there's really no way to do this. It's just whatever feels intuitive or like you want to try it, practice, whatever works for your brain. I like to imagine the lungs filling up and a nice pause. And then they start to deflate, and that air starts to leave them and come back out the way it went in with a change in temperature. And again, noticing if the brain is interested in braining and less interested in being, or just noticing that and then asking to bring the attention back to the next breath. If you haven't already, maybe on the next inhale, you play with breathing through the mouth. If you've been breathing through the nose, or vice versa. And just see what you feel that's different, and what you're available to notice. Maybe you've never noticed before. Or maybe you're interested to see if your belly and diaphragm are engaged or your chest is engaged. So you can place a hand above the belly button and above the chest just to see what's moving more. Or maybe they're about the same. And if you're interested in playing with diaphragmatic breathing, here we can use some more visualization and kind of picture that smooth muscle that lays under the lungs, really stretching all the way down. It's kind of squeezing as it pulls and engages the core and the lungs so that they can really have all that room to expand. Notice what ways you can imagine yourself breathing. So the body can actually breathe 360 all the way around it, up, down to the sides. Just see if you can feel and really engage your ribs to make room for the breath. And only in what ways is comfortable. And if you had a discomfort, just go back to what's normal, what's regular, what's familiar, what's easy. We're just exploring for fun, out of curiosity today. Let's take 2 more breaths together. And let's follow that travel, that channel all the way down again as we go in and out when you're ready. Mhm. And out. If you're ready to come back into the room together for a goodbye, and slowly start to move the fingers and toes, maybe the wrists or the ankles. Maybe gently start to open the eyes your own pace. Just get used to the light in the room again. And feel free to move around, just inviting a little bit more movement after stillness as we come back together. And it could be that we put the cat to sleep behind us. That's really adorable, Tamsin. Thank you for being here. You're the best. It's just a bus, baby. And we're back. That was just a brief mindfulness video. Looks like it wasn't even 15 minutes and you did it. You did the whole thing. That's just a little way of being mindful. Bringing some awareness away from the outside world into the inside world and seeing what we see. Kind of temperature taking, what the mind is doing, what the body's doing, how comfort we feel with one thing or the other, and practicing non-judgment, which is really, really important in almost all mindfulness and meditation practices. Noticing what you notice without value. That's rough. Not everyone can just be a kitty and relax, right? Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.